Gale Southern Living called me out to participate in Crazy Ed's Southern Barbecue. And that's what I intend to do today. Well, got about 3 pounds of T-bone here, and I imagine it's going to taste pretty good. I'm going to season it up with some monkey dust. That's what we always called it, monkey dust. The correct name, politically correct name, is Everglades seasoning. It's an all-purpose seasoning, and it is certified gluten-free. It does have some MSG in it. And this was created by an elderly gentleman back in LaBelle, Florida, Mr. Gersman. It's one of the greatest things he left behind, other than my daughter-in-law, which happened to be his granddaughter. So, stick around. I'm going to flavor up these T-bones, keep on letting this fire smolder here a little bit, and then I'm going to slap on those T-bones. Well, let's look around here. You might want to watch me do this. As long as you don't get dizzy watching me move this all around. Well, I happen to live a little bit close to Nashville. Everybody wants to come to Nashville. If you're a singing star, you got any talent whatsoever, you might want to be coming to Nashville. Yep, in Nashville, everybody comes up here that can sing, has some sort of talent. Well, they come all the time, and they leave all the time. Well, actually they leave because not everybody's got talent. You know what I mean? Well, there's my steaks. They're almost ready. I'll set them back here on the banister. I heard about a young man who recently came to Nashville. He had quite a few connections. But even him, with all of his connections, within just a few days, he was calling back home. He was wiring. Actually, he was an electrician, and he actually was making money. He was calling back home to have some of his brothers come and help him. Now, I put that aluminum foil on here, and I want to be sure my meat on a good, clean cooking surface. Never can tell these days what it's been on. Let me see if I can let you see what I got on the grill now. There you go. Yep, that young man came to Nashville to be a star. And he was wiring home. Not because he was successful, but because he was an electrician. And he was wiring, electrical wiring, a lot of sound stages and homes of the rich and famous. That's the way it goes sometimes. Got to be careful what you leave at home for. The best part about starting a fire to do your grilling is actually sitting around, talking about it, sharing experience, sharing your stories, swapping lies. I don't know if any of you grew up in the country, but whenever my grandpa would decide to have a barbecue, starting the fire was always the best part, because that's when you got to hear them tell their stories about how it used to be. Yep. Now, ladies, I really did start this fire. I don't know if I will confess as to how many matches it took to start this fire, but I did not use that squirt-on stuff, you know. what's it called? Lighter fluid. Yeah, lighter fluid. Lighter fluid lights up the fire real quick, but it also, you get that mellow taste of the lighter fluid in your meat, and I don't really like that. I just like cooking. I did put some hickory chips on there. But ladies, the easiest way to start up a fire if you're doing it, because remember now, Crazy Ed said that women couldn't cook. So anyhow, ladies, get out your husband's Hustler magazine or his Playgirl magazine and rip up those pages real fine and put them in the bottom of the grill. Then on top of that, put in some hickory chips and some other stuff. And they might have been turning him on for a while, those Hustler and Playgirls, but once he finds out that you burned his his Playgirl and Hustler magazines, you're going to find what a real fire is. I'm sorry. Yeah, but he'll forgive you once he gets a taste of how good this T-bone is. No, I didn't burn any Hustlers or Playgirls to start this. Well, it's cooking up pretty good. It's sizzling. What I'll do is put me a hole here. Yep. Oh yeah. Let some of that hickory come through. Oh yeah, this is smelling really, really good. Now, if you do an Old South barbecue, this is just about as Old South as you can get. It's that Everglades seasoning. Some people think my daughter-in-law might still have one of the original recipes. I doubt it. I wouldn't know. But anyhow, I buy Everglades season when I want some deep South cooking. Tastes good in everything. It even tastes good in collard greens. This is smelling real good. Now we kind of like ours medium rare, so I won't be leaving it on too long. But it's best to let it get cooked halfway on this bottom side before you turn it. Speaking about Nashville stars, I can tell you that we got some people in our community that can sure enough sing. They need to head to Nashville or put out more songs on their channels. Yeah, that one could have waited a while. Oh, that's got some good browning going on it. I need to sprinkle a monkey dust on this side. Actually, monkeys down there in the Everglades. And unfortunately, they are there for research purposes. Sometimes, well, the worst time was when the hurricane went through. Mostly Hurricane Andrew was the last one. And they escaped from the research center. So, for a long time, there have been monkeys down in that part of Florida. Therefore the nickname, monkey dust, politically correct Everglades seasoning. Well, I could think of some jokes to tell you, but I don't know if I want to tell some of the jokes I've heard. I think I'll just stick with telling good things. How about you? As far as I'm concerned, a good T-bone steak makes a good meal in itself. So this is my meal. I've got some of that salad in a bag, you know, the kind you buy it's already made up. So I'll open up that salad and we'll have a salad alongside this. But this is the main meal. And it's gonna be delicious. It's just mouth-watering delicious. I can smell it. I know it's good. Well, in the South, in the deep South, we would dig a hole. You know, dig down a pit, and you'd put your grill over the top of that after you got your coals going just the way you wanted them. Well, I ask you, have you ever tried digging down a nice good-sized hole on the Cumberland Plateau? Yeah, okay, it didn't work too good. Got 3 inches maybe 12 inches. But I'm not sticking around. That's why I got this little cheap grill from the local dollar store. Because doing a barbecue pit here in this part, you better get yourself an excavator. Ooh, yeah. Looking pretty good. I think that's just about it. Oh yeah. Now that's a good barbecue. So, if you were here to taste test, you would definitely be licking your chops. Good medium rare. friend. That's Granny Moreno's entry in the Crazy Ed's barbecue. Monkey dust on my T-bone, medium rare.